Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Quantum95 coming at you today with an iRacing video. Now, I know a lot of the time on YouTube and wherever you watch your favourite iRacing streamers or video makers, you'll often see their best videos, their best clips, their best races, their best wins. I'm coming at you today with not that. Rather than this being my best race ever, I would actually say this is my worst race ever. Because all was going well. You'll see at this moment in time, I'm 4th place. We're nearly 25 minutes in at this point, and all is going well. We've got 5 incident points, but Laguna Seca, some corners can be a little tricky, the corkscrew, and going through, I think it's turn 6, not this turn here, or the next turn, but the turn after that. But all is going well. And you might think to yourself, well, how bad can it be? Did you crash into somebody? Did someone crash into you? Did you go off the track? And all of those would be relatively good guesses, but the problem is that what I actually did was much dumber than that, much worse than that. I'd never done anything like this before. Thankfully, I've not done anything like this since. And the strange thing is, it's not just one incident or one problem that I had. It was about 3 or 4 within 5 minutes. So, as you see, all is going well. We're keeping it clean. We're in 4th place. We're coming down now, and we come into the pits. And this is where the disaster starts. So we come down, and all is well. We make it through. We don't hit the tyre barrier, which I've seen people do. Just keep an eye on the guy behind me, though, because I really don't know what happened here. This is weird. Check this out. This guy behind me, he'd been good all race. We've been relatively tight together, and then he does this. Weird. But other than that, I mean, you know, no biggie. My incident hasn't begun yet. So in IMSA, at least in this one, as long as you're keeping it clean, you don't need new tyres. So you come in, if you don't know already, you get your fuel and you're away. So we're away now, and all is still going well. And it seems, at least from this replay, that all is still going well. We've not had any collisions. We've been in the pits, which I have done before, but not in this one, thankfully. And all is going well. So what's happened? I'll give you a couple of seconds to guess. We sped in the pit lane. So that's the first disaster. So it was just as we were coming to the end of the pits, I jumped the gun, my foot was on the throttle, pressed to release the limiter, and we picked up a penalty for speeding. Okay, fair enough. My mistake. Forget about it. Take the penalty. Move on. Now, I'm sure I'm not going to be the only person who has committed the next error. It's an error that I think about now every single time I go into the pits, because it's like it's ingrained in my memory now. I'll never forget what happened next. Number 1, because it's embarrassing. Number 2, because that really was the thing that ruined my race. So now we're down into 16th, and I'm thinking, shall I take the penalty? Yes, I take it now. I think, yep, that's fine. We go in and take it, and as you can see, this is where things start to go really wrong. So I've overcooked it into the pits and hit the tyre barrier. We didn't really pick up any damage there. It's not really a problem. We did have optional repairs, but no point taking them. So we're coming back in, and interestingly again, the guy behind me who had that incident last lap when we came into the pits is coming in again. Now this is where I make the major error of this race. At the start of the race, I clear my tyres. I've got a button mapped to my wheel to clear the tyres. I remember now to do it every race, at the start of every race, because I know in IMSA I'm coming in, I don't need to change the tyres, so there's no need to you know, do it manually. I press the button to clear my tyres, and that's it. Once you've come into the pits though, it resets, and I had completely forgotten about that. By this point my head was gone. I was furious. I'd committed the cardinal sin of racing, which is to lose your head. Look at how many positions I've lost in one lap. We were 4th about 2 minutes ago, and now we're 23rd. This is a disaster. So the error I've committed, you'll notice, is that I've changed my tyres. I've taken my penalty and now we go again. So what do you think the problem is now? If you have a look, the car already looks like it's handling strangely. I'm having to take this turn really, really carefully. Now I've already noticed, at least live when I was actually doing the race, I'd noticed what I'd done almost as soon as I pulled out my pit box. Look at the little wobble there. Now what do you think we've done now? What do you think I've done now? Now this is embarrassing. I'm almost embarrassed to tell you what I did here. Such a rookie mistake. In fact, it's beyond a rookie mistake. I didn't even do this when I was driving in the Mazdas as a rookie. Give you a guess? What we did when we came in, as I've pulled into the pits, I've realised too late that I've left my change or replace tyres option on. So what I've tried to do, look at that, embarrassing. What I've tried to do is very quickly click it off with the mouse, and I've failed. So rather than just changing all 4 tyres, I've actually only changed 1 tyre. Look at this, embarrassing, embarrassing. So of course I need to come in and change. I think I'd only changed the right front tyre in the end. This time I didn't crash into the pits, so that's an improvement on the crash into the pit entry, so that's an improvement on the last lap. But again, now for the 3rd time in 3 laps we come into the race. Now at this point I'm not even angry. I've made my error. I know I've made my error. So now we're up on the jacks, changing all 4 tyres, which again of course takes ages, especially in IMSA. And in just a moment we'll be away again. But of course at this point the race is over. It's pointless. I might have well just retired. So there we go, the final indignity. I've lost. I think we're almost last, but for those who'd wrecked, I think. And so we're coming out now, 3 laps after I pit in 4th place. I'm coming out of the pits for the last time this race, 24th. But as I say, I figured I'd show you my disaster. There are a lot of times that a lot of replays I could show you, and in fact I will post in future of races that I've done well in, that I've absolutely loved. I think my next upload will be my first win in F3, which came in quite an interesting fashion actually, and also had I also had again a problem with the pit stops, but this time it worked in my favour, which was nice. But of course in this race it didn't. So there we go, 3 pit stops. Race was going so well, and we ended up in a complete and utter disaster. So yep, that's the end of this video. As I said at the start of this video, check me out on Instagram. I post daily on Instagram. In fact, oftentimes multiple times a day on Instagram. If you just comment on one of my posts, if you'd like, after you've followed me, just asking for a follow back, and I'll follow you back. There are a lot of good things, a lot of top sim races on Instagram, so I advise checking them out too. Until next time, this has been Quantum95. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again shortly.